going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, 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 get down, get down, get down, get down.
That was police body cam video of the moments before a Columbus, Ohio police officer shot and killed 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant. She appears to be attacking two other girls with a knife. And now her neighbor is sharing this dramatic footage of that exact same moment from his standpoint, the garage across the street. Watch. Joining me now in a Faulkner Focus exclusive, that neighbor, Donavon Brinson. Donavon, thanks for being with us as a first-person witness. I want to start with the perspective that you have from your garage and what you say that this video shows.
Well, I didn't witness it directly myself first. I didn't witness it until after I viewed the video on my garage. My house is across the street, catty-cornered from the house where the incident actually happened.
I know from reading the New York Post, because that was your first interview, this is your first television interview, that there might have been an altercation or some words that were spoken right before this. Do you know anything about that? Did you see or hear anything before this? Because that's the part of the story that we don't have fully.
Well, so me and my wife were coming home from having a late lunch, and there was a young lady in pink and then another young lady out front exchanging words. We didn't think too much about it, but they were very, very loud. You could tell they were upset about something. Didn't take note of what they were arguing about, so I had no idea. We went inside our house, then went out to the backyard to play with our dog. I realized I forgot something out in the car and ran out to the car and grabbed it, and as I did that, one of the girls locked another girl out of the house, and then they said something about, how dare you lock me out of my mama's house, this is my house too. And I just kind of thought, this is going to die down, they'll unlock the door, they'll figure it out, and it'll be done and over with. Well, I went back inside, and about 5 minutes later, me and my wife decided to come inside the house, and that's when you heard the shots. My wife got down on the ground, and because there was no retaliation shots fired, I figured that was a cop out there. So I went to my laundry room and took a look outside, and that's when I saw Ma'Khia on the ground and everyone else kind of in a chaos, unfortunately, because it literally just happened. I didn't think anything about my garage footage until after more officers arrived and taped off the scene and was trying to resuscitate her. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I've got this on film. Let me go check my computer. So I told an officer on scene, I think I have this on film. He asked me to go check, which I did. And sure enough, I went ahead and downloaded it and burned it to a DVD for the cops on scene.
What, in your interpretation, and again, this is just from your vantage point, you have part of the story we didn't have before, and that was some of the lead up to this, what you and your wife had heard and had witnessed on your own was an altercation. You thought it would die down. It did not. You're watching that police officer. We've had a lot of people guess at what might have been his choices. 9 seconds he had to deal with a volatile situation. What, in your interpretation, were his choices in that moment?
Not much. He only, like you said, he only had seconds to respond. From my point of view, watching this, unfortunately, the whole scenario put him in a bad spot regardless of what the situation was. He could have either not fired and the young lady in pink could have got stabbed in the neck and been brutally or fatally injured and then responded and shot, and that would have been 2 young ladies possibly dead. Or he could have responded the way that he did, and unfortunately one lady lost her life in an incident that probably could have been avoided.
Wow. I know one of the things you have said is that the video doesn't lie. Real quickly before I let you go, what does that mean?
It shows. He literally got out of his vehicle and had seconds to respond. So the video doesn't lie. I mean, there was an altercation. He responded. He reacted with what he thought was his best judgment. Whether that means he try and go for the leg, which I don't think he had time to take aim and go for a leg, to be honest. So he did what he thought was best.
Donavon Brinson captured footage of the shooting of Ma'Khia Bryant on his above garage door camera, which you shared with me, Donavon, is triggered by motion. And as soon as the squad car pulled up, your camera went on and went into action. And that is why you have the vantage point. You've got audio. You've got a completely different look than what this is, which is the body cam video. Donavon Brinson, thank you for your time, for sharing your eyewitness account, your video with the Faulkner Focus. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.